If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
But one of the things I don't like about summer too, and it has to do with AI, it has to do with mosquitoes, is like these guys that come door to door trying to sell you like pest control.
Yeah.
Like, I'll buy the spray myself and I'll put the spray out. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal here. But this guy, I had a great conversation with this guy. We were talking for probably an hour talking about pest control because I had a million questions for him.
Which episode was that?
Which episode?
Yeah, was that like 73 or 77 or?
What are you talking about?
You didn't invite him on the show?
No.
Oh.
But I should have. You're right.
You just had an hour conversation that was unrecorded?
I did.
Like, what kind of podcaster are you?
I know. Welcome back. It's a brand new episode. This is Laugh With Me, the podcast with Jeremy Odem. I'm your host, Jail, and I'm welcomed once again. He is a former, and if I've got my way of it, we'll keep it as a former after this season, but a former fantasy football champion. He is a former fifth speaker at Central. He's a giant in the transportation industry, and he was also a nominee for the 2024 Laugh With Me podcast Guest of the Year. And I tell you what, I'm gonna go on a limb, Johnny. I'm gonna go on a limb and say this guy is the front runner for Guest of the Year for 2025. He's my good friend, Eric Larson.
Thank you. That's quite the introduction. This has been a long time coming. I feel like you've been trying to convince me to come on the show since you started.
Yeah. It's first time, right?
Yeah. So really blown away by the support.
I had to pull out all the stops for season 4 premiere and to have you on the show. I mean, there was just no other way to do it.
Well, and to be honest, I've been holding out on coming on the show because I have what I call the Netflix rules.
The Netflix rules, which is
like I won't watch a show on Netflix if it's in season 1.
Okay,
because
is that just binging purposes?
Well, because they could cancel it.
Oh,
so why do I want to get invested in a show just to have them cancel it? So I wait. I don't watch it.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's getting canceled because I'm not watching it, but I feel like that's on Netflix more than it's on me. So, I mean, I think you made it over the hump. Now that you got 4 seasons, I listened to an episode last night.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So,
Is that why you texted me like furious about putting a fan on the porch, throwing darts? You're like, the wind it'll throw the darts.
I mean, we already
know. It's hot outside.
I don't know if your audience has been clued in on this or if they've just realized this over the seasons, but you have no sense of geometry. Like,
I don't know.
So, the thought that, you have these darts that you're throwing through the air that are supported by a flight, kind of shooting like an arrow, and your idea is to put a fan next to them.
Well,
I guess maybe we could have had your son go and shag some more darts out of the lawn for us.
I'm a 2-time geometry class taker, and I'll let you decide how that went down.
Yeah.
I'm not real too concerned about geometry anymore at my age. I'm just more concerned with like keeping cool when it's hot as hell outside.
Yeah.
So that's my point. We're outside, we're shooting darts, which is awesome. It was a great time. By the way, tell your folks thank you. It was an awesome time. It was just hot out there, and just maybe have a fan for the old guys.
Yeah, you don't tell the truth. You don't care about geometry because Johnny handles that. Like,
Johnny does handle
the physics of the natural world. That's Johnny work.
It's if any of you knew Johnny, you would know how laughable that is that he's the geometry guy. But here we are. Yeah, that one's gonna sit at him for quite a bit. Yeah, that wasn't a joke, Johnny. That was actual facts. Thanks for coming on the show. We're gonna hit some hard hitting topics. I've been talking the last few episodes how I consider this to be the dog days of summer. I don't know. Like, I've had some back and forth on that. Some people tell me we're not in the dog days of summer. It's early July. Some people told me, no, that's August. Some people say, no, that's August, September, or this September, whatever it is. To me, it's post July 4th, and it's hot as hell outside. That's the dog days.
I think you're closer. I think
Okay.
you're closer than other folks because I always think it's like that 5 to 6 weeks before school starts.
Okay.
So school's going to start in mid-August, so that
Yep.
means the dog days have to be starting here about mid-July.
That's soon, yeah.
Yeah.
And anymore, class is in session sooner and sooner and sooner in August. At least it feels that way.
Yep.
And it's odd. It's like, it's one of those, I don't want to get into the politics of it being hotter outside these days than it used to be back in
about
the
weather
day.
control?
Yeah. But they control the weather. And you know exactly who I'm talking about. But my point is, I just read this article in Time Magazine, and not actually in Time. I don't even know if they publish a magazine anymore. That would have been wild if I pulled out a Time Magazine. No, I saw it online on Time, and they had a study saying that we're going to have 3 days this summer, one being today that we're recording here, July 9th, one July 22nd, one August 8th, where because of the heat of Earth, we're actually spinning faster. And we're going to lose we're going to shave 1.3 to 1.4 milliseconds off of our normal 24-hour day. And I thought that was interesting. And I'm like, what could possibly, most people are like, oh, that's a blink of an eye, right? That's all we're going to lose. No one's even thinking about it. In fact, had I not seen this study, I never would even thought anything of it. But what could possibly happen in that 1.3, 1.5 milliseconds? Shit, it was in the news. Epstein could be murdered in prison in that short of time. I mean, that's exactly.
So you took the opposite track that I was taking.
What were you taking?
I'm appreciative
of Epstein being murdered? Are you on that list?
No, I'm appreciative of the time because it makes me appreciate your listening audience even more for choosing to spend time with us here today.
What a nice guy. We are, in fact, #1 comedy podcast in India. Oh. Or what was it, India? Did I tell you guys it was India?
I thought it was the Philippines.
Is it the Philippines? We're up there. I can tell you that much. We are up there. So applause for you guys.
Claiming the crown. Claiming the crown.
Thanks for listening wherever you're at. Anymore, I'm just declaring that we're #1 wherever.
Yeah.
Wherever you're listening.
Google
so
it.
I think Google that shit. Yeah. Google will tell you the facts or not so facts. But anyway, it's the dog days of summer, damn it. And I've declared that anything post July 4th, and if it's hot outside, we're living the dogs. And I thought it'd be fun. It's the dog days of summer. We're kind of over it, right? We're ready for fall, cooler weather, football. Kids go back to school. It'd be fun to talk about some of the pros and cons of summer. Because lately I've talked about the pros. We had July 4th. We had a nice little barbecue.
Yeah.
We shot some darts, played some bags, some good times. I mean, we've gone to some baseball games here this summer already. I mean, That's been fun. We've had some ice cold beers outside, inside. We've enjoyed the things that summer makes available to us. It'd be fun to kind of talk about some of the shitty things that go on in summer as well. I don't know how you feel about that, but I'll start.
Okay.
I thought one of the things I dislike about summer is the mosquitoes. And I know I'm on record as saying that the redheaded people attract mosquitoes more so than anybody else. I have said this. I am on record, and I believe it as fact because I do get bit quite often when I'm outside and the damn mosquitoes are out. I was called out on that. I was fact checked and told to Google it myself. Apparently that is not in fact true.
And when you Google it yourself, do you take, like, it brings up that AI thing now?
Yeah.
Is that the gospel now?
Oh, yeah, I take that as fact.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, anything that AI comes up with is absolute.
Yeah.
Because what do they have to lose? Although, did you see what Grok did? The Grok on Twitter? Do you know Grok?
I'm not familiar with...
With Grok?
Yeah.
Oh, my. Boy. Johnny. Oh, boy.
Why are you guys looking at me?
Oh, boy. All right, so...
Is it on season 4 yet? Is it going to be around for a while?
So, on Twitter, or on X...
Okay.
Their AI kind of fact check, kind of,
Yeah.
It's kind of like Siri, kind of like Alexa, where you just ask it something and then it tells you. That's Grok, Grok.
Yeah.
And Grok will tell you anything. And Grok's kind of got a little personality. Like this AI's got some personality to it. Well, yesterday, they turned the AI loose a little bit before they gave him an upgrade.
Yeah.
And he got really racist and was saying some awful, awful things.
Oh, wow.
And they had to shut him down. Yeah.
Well, I guess if it's just scraping Twitter, X,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
80% of it.
Right. They basically, I think they said they turned the dial to make him so he wasn't as politically correct. And it got wild. Yeah. Because you can ask him anything.
Yeah.
People will post something and then everybody, you can see in all the comments, most of the comments now are, is this true, Grok, or tell me more, Grok, or what is this, Grok? And and then Grok explains, and yeah, it got pretty wild yesterday.
Well, it's kind of crazy when you just think about all this stuff feeds into an algorithm, and the algorithm's going to do that. Well, that's the difference. Well, I guess we'd like to think that as a human brain, that the algorithm doesn't happen in our heads. Maybe it does. Probably it does.
I'd imagine it does, yeah.
Now you've got people that I'm sure are figuring out what buttons it learns from.
Yep.
And then just hitting them to get that kind of feedback loop.
Yeah. I guess and this is just, I don't know, I take Elon's the product owner, right? So if he is answering on the product, I take it as fact, but he could just be talking bullshit too. But he said they turned it up so that it would not be as politically correct. And then also because of that, it tended to skew more where it could become its own, it could grow its own kind of direction and personality, which got really bad. It got really racist, and that's the fear, right, of AI is that it's just going to start thinking on its own. And
I don't think we're to that point yet.
Okay,
but we're worried about it thinking on its own. But I know that schools have done these studies before for AI chatbots, and they've found there's almost an inevitable curve.
Okay.
Just due to the feed, the input that's going into it.
Right.
It ends up, because again, it's numbers and figures going on behind the scenes. It doesn't have a human brain to be should I say this? Should I not say this?
Yep.
It can't understand context. I always like it when they talk about spotting AI art and just how they talk about how AI just can't comprehend a hand. They're an extra finger.
It always has the extra finger, yeah.
The extra finger is a way, or a finger bending at a non-joint. Something that our eyes pick out immediately is God, this don't look right. Mm-hmm. But the AI is just well, I don't get it. What, you got bones under there? Well, how am I supposed to know? I can't see them.
Yeah.
So.
So, I don't know. I don't even know how we got to talking about AI, but...
Well, it's one of your cons of summer.
AI?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've really started to not enjoy AI ever since yesterday when Grok started to get racist. And that happened in summer. So
yes.
One of my cons of summer.
Let's mark that down.
Yep. What do you got? What's something you just not a fan of during summer?
Well, so, and this is, just something that occurred to me the other day, is we have all the different juices out there. There's grape juice, there's orange juice, there's pineapple juice, there's mango juice, all the juices. Where's the watermelon juice? The plant's literally just full of water. Watermelon. Why is there no watermelon juice?
Isn't that just water?
Well, but with watermelon flavor to it.
With watermelon flavor to it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
I mean, it seems very disrespectful because, I mean, you could make the argument that watermelon is the fruit of summer.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It's the fruit of summer. Although strawberries try to get in there at the top, try at the top, but, they'll mold their way out. But then the watermelon, 100%, fruit of the summer. And then on the back end, the peach tries to take some of that.
Well, and I think there you run into the classic problem. I mean, that the berry has. I mean, you got the strawberry, you got the blueberry, you got the peach. All of them want to be the king.
Right.
But none of them have a long enough growing season to really take over summer the way a good melon does.
I'd say, I will say that, like, high noon, for example, watermelon's my least favorite flavor. Like, I'll drink the watermelon one, but I'm not happy about it. And I'll drink it last, or I'm going to drink in a mix pack, variety pack. I'm going to drink the watermelons first so that I can enjoy the rest of it.
Yeah.
So I'm not happy whenever I see a watermelon flavored thing. So where's the watermelon flavored juice? Yeah, I don't know, man.
And just for the record, I don't know that I would buy watermelon juice.
You just think it's getting the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'm all about fairness.
Yeah, I think also, I don't think AI was my thing I was upset about. I think it was mosquitoes.
do you have an AI? Like, that's what we need to do. AI. They've got those like little things that like zap mosquitoes with like lightning bolts.
Yeah.
Put a little AI in there and tell it to just start zapping anything that flies by it.
Well, that'd be badass.
Yeah.
Here's something too. Are you done talking about watermelon juice?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
I mean, I don't want to take your time. But one of the things I don't like about summer too, and it has to do with AI, it has to do with mosquitoes, is like these guys that come door to door trying to sell you like pest control.
Yeah.
Like, I'll buy the spray myself and I'll put the spray out. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal here. But this guy, I had a great conversation with this guy. We were talking for probably an hour talking about pest control because I had a million questions for him.
Which episode was that?
Which episode?
Yeah, was that like 73 or 77 or?
What are you talking about?
You didn't invite him on the show?
No.
Oh.
But I should have. You're right.
You just had an hour conversation that was unrecorded?
I did.
Like, what kind of podcaster are you?
I know. In hindsight, I screwed up because he came to my home. And we even came out on the back deck and we were just sitting out there talking.
You give him a beer? Offer him a beverage?
No, I should have. He was working. I didn't even think
it's
about it.
It's the summer. He was sweating.
It was hot outside.
I mean, if he's sweating,
yeah, that is true.
The move is to give him a beverage.
I feel bad now, honestly.
What's his name?
I don't even remember.
Oh, God.
It's a couple weeks ago. But this guy, he comes up, he's trying to sell me a service. I don't want it, right?
Yeah.
But I had questions because he's talking about, what was the bug? He was talking about, and I'm like, we've got problems with that? Shoot, I don't remember now, but I've seen these yard signs around, like, talking about how we can get rid of these bugs. And I'm like, well, I don't have that problem. Like, is this a problem? Like, do you have these? And it might have been grasshoppers or something. It was something stupid. Like, there's just no way I have this problem with these bugs. And he's going on and on. He goes, oh, no, you don't have that problem, but other people do. And then he's like, but you probably have, like, spiders. And I'm like, yeah, everybody's got spiders. I'm like, but we take care of them. He's like, oh, yeah, we'll take care of that. He's like, you ever get, like, a wasp? And I'm like, yeah, but I put a filled paper bag
of spiders?
Plastic outside, and they think it's a nest, and they'll stay away. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. And we just chatted for like an hour just about pest control. And he kept trying to sell me. In fact, the deal kept getting better. The longer we were talking, he kept lowering, and I was getting a steal. But I wasn't biting. Like, I didn't want anything to do with it. But that is one of the things I hate about summer is these guys coming around trying to sell me stuff. And I was watching a movie. I was inside. I was watching a movie. And then he took me away from my family watching a movie for an hour to talk about bugs. And he really didn't have to do that. He was riding a Segway, around. He didn't walk anymore. He rides this Segway around the neighborhood. So then I had to ask about the Segway. So then we were just talking about the Segway for a bit. And I really should have brought him down, and we could have recorded an episode.
Yeah. Well, now that you've told me the whole story, there's some other concerns that are coming to mind.
Yeah.
And this is all off the record here, but would you consider yourself lonely?
Because somebody random comes to your door and I spend an hour chatting with them.
Well, but you keep calling this like a chat, this really warm conversation. At the same time, you keep saying like he kept naming prices and they kept going down.
Yeah.
Like I guarantee you, this man did not think that this was a chat or a conversation.
He was working.
He thought this was a sale.
Yes.
And
yeah.
I mean, if you were not processing that was his end goal in there, I'm very concerned about, just concerned about your mental health.
I will say that now, talking it out, he 100% thought he was getting a sale. It was just at what price? And I kind of feel bad about it now. I mean, like sitting here, I kind of feel bad about it.
You know that when he opened that door, he saw the red hair. He was just like, easy mark.
Easy.
He's going to go for the mosquito protection, 100%.
Yeah, he did brought up mosquitoes. He's like, we'll take care of the yard. We'll spray it. We'll have no mosquitoes. We have rabbits, not as pets, but just wild. They're outside. Yeah. They're running wild in the backyard, front yard. And I was concerned that some of the chemicals that they have would, be a problem for the rabbits. He said it wouldn't be a problem. So I don't know.
Yeah, rabbits love chemicals.
Do they?
Yeah. And tricks.
And tricks, yeah.
Which have a lot of chemicals in them. So draw your own conclusions.
When's the last time you had a bowl of tricks?
It's been a while.
When's the last time you had a bowl of cereal?
Last night.
Oh, really?
I had a couple bowls for dinner.
Good for you. What kind?
It was Cheerios.
Very nice. Lower the cholesterol.
Yeah, big honey nut guy.
Do you put sugar in it or anything?
No.
No. I've never been into that.
Yeah,
some people won't eat cereal any other way.
Yeah, that's negating the purpose.
Yeah, that's kind of. It's got to be my thing too.
Yeah, the box says it's going to help my heart. It's going to give me a lot of fiber.
Yeah.
No sugar on top of it.
So you're eating cereal for the health reasons?
Well,
for the health benefits?
That's easy.
Oh, okay.
You ever watch the show Futurama?
I know of it. I've never watched it.
One of my favorite gags in there was just that the main guy, Fry, he was a bachelor. And so this was the future. Mm-hmm. And he had this gigantic bag that looked like a dog food bag, and it was just called Bachelor Chow. And he could just pour it into a bowl, add water, and then he would scarf it down like a dog would dog food.
Right.
And I was just like, that is so smart. Like, I wish they'd make that, but until they do, sometimes a bowl of cereal is easiest meal.
It is the easiest meal. It's always been, yes, the convenience of it, but then also the flavor.
Yeah.
The flavor, you can't really beat that. Cereal owns flavor as far as like that convenient of a breakfast. But
they always talk about, how much value the Fast and Furious movies have brought Corona. Just in the free advertising. Yeah. The fact that Vin Diesel, he never made an agreement with Corona that it was going to be the beer, but that it factored prominently in all his picnics. What do you think the impact is to our generation of Seinfeld eating so much cereal in the 90s?
That's true.
Like, is that where we got it from?
Right. It's true. It was also you think about like all the easy breakfast options you can have now, or all the places that will sell you a fast, quick, convenient breakfast. None of that existed.
Yeah.
When Seinfeld was on.
No, it's true.
But yeah, I mean, he loves cereal, so then why didn't we too?
No.
Which, to your point though, then why did Superman not ever pick up? Because he loves Superman. That's his hero, right? He's got Superman on his fridge. He just talks about Superman. But then any Superman movie that's ever come out up until this weekend, there's a new one. Who knows? This one's projecting like it's going to be big. But before this, it never took off. Why is that?
People found out Superman was an immigrant.
Now it's a political issue.
Yeah, I mean, they don't care for that.
I did see.
They want a Superman that actually came from Kansas.
There was like a representative that was like, now that James Gunn's made it a political issue and half of the country's not going to want to go see Superman. I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up. Like, that's just not. That's not why we're not going to see Superman. It's because it's not a Marvel movie. I mean, come on.
I mean, honestly, that cuts to the closest.
Yeah.
If it's not a Marvel movie, it's like those are the two questions. Is it a Marvel movie? Yes or no?
Right.
If no, is it a Batman movie? Yes, no.
Right.
And then, if you answered no to the Batman, then like that's the end of the flow chart.
That's the end of the flow chart.
I'm not going to see it.
Yep. That is pretty much it. There are some of those DC movies I have seen. A couple of them I've enjoyed, but not like I enjoy the Marvel movies.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather have a hour-long convo with a pest control guy.
Yeah, been there, dude. Yeah, so what else? What else do you not like about summer? Give me one more.
I mean, I love pretty much everything about summer. So, I mean, I feel like
summer guy.
I feel like we've hit a lot of the negatives. Just in the watermelon juice, the mosquitoes, the sales guy, grok, immigrants.
Immigrants are why you don't like summer.
This is more one that I throw out just being an observer of the human race.
Okay,
and that's the tall hair guys, like. Your brother's a tall hair guy.
Yeah.
He's got that swoop.
Yep. With
the conditioner and like, I don't know, the stay spray.
Stay spray.
I don't know. I don't know how he gets his hair to stick up like that.
Stay spray. Johnny, can we Google stay spray, please?
But, I mean, you know what I mean? Like Kyle, honestly, in my head, I consider Kyle taller than you because he's got such tall hair. He's got that just majestic swoop.
Yeah.
And I've got to imagine that in the summer when it's so hot, it's a lot harder to maintain said swoop.
Yeah, the humidity really works out. But if you use a good amount of stay spray, I think it holds just fine. I think I'm going to use stay spray in my everyday vocabulary.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, it's a perfect description.
Yep. In fact, that was one of the things that the bug spray guy was pushing to me. They put some stay spray at the edge of the yard, and then the bugs will stay.
Whoa. You're confusing stay spray with stay away spray.
Oh, stay away spray. Okay. Yeah, you're right. There's like a whole line of that shit. I mean,
I feel like I might have crossed the line with you by saying that your brother was taller than you due to his hair.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that brings up another kind of point so if you're a tall hair,
yeah.
Let's say, I mean, you got the stay spray swoop,
okay,
or you got, some dreads, or you got a bun on the top, the man bun.
Been there.
How much height do you get from that? How much height can you claim? Like, is there like a ratio? Like, can you, if your hair is 2 inches off the top of your head, do you get to claim like an inch on that? Do you get to claim like half an inch? Do you get to claim the whole 2 inches as your height?
Would you not? I certainly would.
I mean, I'm 6'4". I don't need to play these height games.
Okay,
but I understand, that it's a big deal.
I think Conan O'Brien's 6'7".
Okay.
And I'm just making that number up off the dome, but I think he's 6'7". I think I heard that.
Well, you said, off the dome. So you're talking 6'7" naturally without hair.
He's natural without hair, but he famously has the
Very
stay
tall
spray
hair.
Look, right?
Yeah.
So he probably gains 3 inches.
Oh, wow.
Don't you think? He's got that huge wave, much bigger than Kyle's, which most will say that. So, what? Like, do you think he claims the full 3, or what do you think? He's a tall guy anyway. That's the tough thing.
Yeah.
I mean, who's going to call in question if he goes, "Yeah, I'm 6'9", he's actually 6'6"? Who's going to question it because he's a tall guy?
Well, and I mean, honestly, that is the conundrum because, as I said, I'm 6'4". If I met Conan, who's 6'7", I would just assume that he's 7 foot.
Okay.
And I have to assume that people that are like 6'2" see me and are also like, well, that guy's like 7 foot.
Right.
I mean, it's just people that are taller than you are just giants. They're like your parents when you're like 5.
Yeah.
Like you're like, I can't imagine anything bigger than this person.
Well, I'm 5'11". I just assume this is to you, like this is how tall Michael Jordan is. Like you are Michael Jordan. Like I can only assume that's what it is.
That was one of my big pet peeves earlier in life was people were like, oh, you play basketball? And it's just like, I'm not that tall. Like, calm down. But yes, intramural.
Yes, and I average 1.5 points a game.
Whoa.
2 rebounds.
Hey, let's not get ahead of ourselves there.
That's funny.
We played the girls that one time. I won the tip. That was the only
did.
time that year.
We did play the girls at one time. What an intense game that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had an intramural. Was that senior year or junior year?
I think the one where we beat the girls was freshman year. I think that was the first year that we did it.
Oh, so as we got older, we were like, let's not get our ass kicked. So freshman, all right, whenever it was, we played intramural basketball, and we would get our ass kicked.
Every single week.
Every week, but we were just out there balling, right? And then for love of the game, basically. And then we played an all-girls team, and that was like our Super Bowl. Like, that was the NBA Finals because we felt like we had a chance to take it to them. And when, in fact, they were on our level, and that was a tough game that we barely won. You're looking for the bottle opener, and I think it's not in here.
Fair enough.
So you give me the next thing, and I'm going to go get you a bottle opener.
Fair enough. Well, kind of keeping with, the summer theme, I've been thinking a lot about human sacrifice. So, of course, you got to keep the gods appeased. You got to, do different acts and different, things to prove that, you're worthy of their respect. So, a lot of civilizations throughout time, they always turn to human sacrifice. Now, we don't do that as much anymore.
I came back to human sacrifice. Why? We're talking about summer. It's the dog days, baby.
Well, you let me pick the topic.
We're shipping Father's Day gifts with a rapid-fire round of questions. Ready?
Yes. My gift. Can you pack it?
Yep.
Ship it.
Yes.
Guarantee it.
Of course.
Oh, send a set of golf clubs.
Oh, hole in one.
Protect electronics. Dog-proof it. Return it if they hate it.
Yes, no, and yeah.
Are you the UPS store?
Hey, we have a winner!
Visit the upsstore.com/guarantee for full details. Most locations are independently owned. Product services, prices, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Visit a store today.
So what?
So
Why?
I was just, I'm examining this human sacrifice topic, trying to get to the bottom of it, trying to get to the consensus on it. And so it's like some of the questions that I've got that aren't really answered in the history books are, let's say that you're getting ready to do a human sacrifice. Let's say that you're in, Mexico City in the year 1400. You're the Aztecs. Like, who gets sacrificed first? Like, you think that they're picking, like, the attractive people, or do you think that they're picking the ugly people to get sacrificed?
The ugly people. Or, hold on. Who are you asking? Like, who is the target audience to ask this?
We're sacrificing somebody. We got to prove our devotion. So are we going to sacrifice somebody that's beautiful, or are we going to sacrifice somebody that's ugly?
Probably ugly.
But do you think the gods would be insulted by that?
But don't the gods need a sacrifice?
Yeah.
And then it's up to the people to decide.
But is it like a value proposition?
Yeah.
But then you think about it, it's like both sides kind of have the side effects. Because let's say, your original thought was, hey, they go for the ugly ones first.
Right.
Well, God, that's going to be a good-looking society.
Yeah, it would.
Like, if you just wandered in to their pyramid city and you started looking around, like, you might be like, hey, this is a pretty cool place. Everybody here is, really good looking. Mm-hmm. Seem healthy. What's your guys' secret? Sacrifice.
We kill all the bad ones.
Yeah.
Ugly ones.
Now,
sorry, not bad. They could be good people. Who do we care?
Taking it one step further, you and I would probably look around and then we'd be like, well, I'm probably going to scoot. Just looking around, just comparing myself here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd almost be like selective, like, hey, we're getting rid of all the ugly ones. We're only keeping the beautiful ones. But the other side, let's say it's the beautiful ones have more value. I mean, then everybody's going to look a little ugly.
So are you like getting really deep and saying that's what Hollywood is? Like that's what Hollywood does?
No, I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this topic.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you were you had like a bigger meaning, and it was like, and this is Hollywood.
Yeah. Although that is my favorite rom-com trope.
Yeah, that everyone looks great.
Yeah, everybody looks great,
Yep.
but like everybody's struggling to find like a partner. Like it's Sydney Sweeney out there. And
Yep.
she's just like, I haven't had a date no man's treated me well in a year.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. I'm assuming there's a line. Yeah, that's funny. Human sacrifice. I wonder what year did that go away? I'm sure it lasted longer in Europe than it did in America, right?
Well, so I mean, yeah, pretty much every society had it. Like the Vikings would sacrifice people, the old Celtic people in the Roman times would sacrifice people. But like when Cortez came to Mexico, they were still sacrificing people, and that was like the 1500s.
Oh, geez.
You know.
I want to call out that when I said I brought this up in a real question, you sat up in your chair real excited to talk about this.
Yeah, this is the whole reason for the topic.
That's hilarious.
So, all right, sacrifice is happening.
Yep.
It's good. It's a beautiful person. It's an ugly person. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
So you're down at the bottom of the pyramid. Like, if you were looking for a souvenir, like what part would you want from the sacrifice?
Oh, from the sacrifice itself?
Yeah, like,
well, I'd want a piece. I wouldn't want anything to do with the person. I think I'd want a piece of the weapon that was used to sacrifice them. So if it was, what are those things where they put the arms, the wooden thing, they put your arms and the head in and
stay put.
I'd like a piece of stay put.
They put your arms and your head through the little circles on it.
Yeah, if there was,
it's you stay put when you're in it.
Yes, you do. If there was one of those in like modern time, like right now, after it, they would be cutting that up, autographing it by the executioner or something, and selling those in an auction or something. Like first 500 people get a piece of the stay put. Like that's a real thing.
And so that's not far off, because when they would do like public executions like in like Europe, it was like a big spectacle. Like people would show up like it was a concert. Like they would show up the night before to camp out to get their spots.
Wow.
And they would want to like get a like scrap of the, piece of clothing or like anything that could be a memento.
But isn't that the Colosseum, in the original Gladiators? Like the loser was dying.
Yep.
And we're packing this joint. It's as full as the Savannah Bananas at Fenway Park. Like it's a big freaking deal.
Well, and it's just the bread and circuses. Like, how do you distract people? I mean, it'd be like if we threw, I don't know, like a UFC fight on the White House lawn.
That's silly.
Some people might say that that's just a distraction.
It could never happen.
You sidestepped that question very nicely, by the way, of what piece would you want? Because, that would have said a lot about you. I mean, if you would have been like, hey, I'm taking home a foot.
Right.
Like, that probably would have said something about you.
Yeah. I originally, I'll be honest, I originally was like, the left pinky would be like
the left one?
So novel that when people came over and they're like, what is that? I'd be like, well, let me tell you about Johnny over at the Stay Put and over on 3rd Street, and I got the left pinky. Like, that's a story, right?
I don't know why, but when you said left pinky, it gave me the image of the Twix and how they come in like left or right packages. Like, hey, what pinky is this? Let me. This is a left one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take your word for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take your word for it, which is genius marketing.
Yeah,
genius marketing, and that these people that are pushing, the souvenirs from these executions, that's how they're doing it. Yep. Like, I may say I'm getting a left pinky. It could be the right one. What do I know? Right? Unless I'm pulling it off his body from the get.
Yeah, that's one of them. You frame it, you hang it on your wall, you forget about it.
That's awesome. It's the dog days of summer. Okay? It's the dog days of summer. And we're talking food, because the thing that I love about summer is you get to eat some foods that maybe you're not necessarily going to eat during the winter. Mm-hmm. Certainly not in the spring. How many hot dogs are you going to eat in the winter, right?
Yeah.
How many cheeseburgers right off the grill are you going to get during the dead of winter. I mean, you're just not, okay? But that is summer, okay? Brats for days. There's just so many great foods that you can eat during the dog days of summer that...
Do you have a sponsorship with the dog days
of summer? With the dog days of summer, yeah. It's season 4, brought to you by the dog days of summer. Laugh with me. It's brought to you by the dog days of summer. You take a shot every time I say dog days. Yeah. It's gonna be a long night for you. No, but some of the foods that I think people don't always think about, though, that you'll eat during summer that maybe you wouldn't eat other time of years. Here's one for you. Think about this. Sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds. How many sunflower seeds are you chewing up and spitting out during December? Tell me.
For me, probably about the same amount.
Which is none.
Well, no. I do some at work.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, I sit at my desk.
So that was a poor choice of a food item. I just randomly selected that.
I wish you had this one filming just so that people could see. I mean, you had the wide arms, you had the lean back.
I was hyped.
It was the prosecution rests its case type of a deal. Now, if you were to use like an example like Dippin' Dots.
Dippin' Dots.
When's the last time you had a Dippin' Dot?
Ice cream of the future.
Yep.
Yeah, that's an ice cream that you see when you go to like an amusement park.
Yep.
Maybe the mall.
You see all the dads out there with their kids in the sixth inning. Yep. You know, you can tell that there's some bribery going on. Like, sit still for the first 5 innings, and we'll go spend 2 innings in line to get you a Dippin' Dot.
I'll tell you what, Braden and I, we went to a College World Series game. We had to go stand in line for the Dippin' Dots. Luckily, and it was a long line. Like, they had one Dippin' Dot spot at the entire stadium, right? So we're standing out there. Luckily, just past the Dippin' Dot stand was another beer stand, and the line was empty. So we got the Dippin' Dots. I hopped over, got a nice tall shandy, ready to roll. That's summer, baby. That wasn't the dog days. That was summer. That was June.
I'm glad you made that distinction.
You ever eat chicken wings during the winter?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, like once a week.
Oh, shit. Like on the grill?
No.
Because that's a great summer item, too. Interesting. So sunflower seeds all year round. Chicken wings all year round. Okay, I've got one. Here's an item I guarantee you only eat during the summer. Potato salad.
I mean, not me.
Oh, not you.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a big potato salad guy, especially
I tend
during
to
summer.
avoid anything with mayo in it.
Oh, really? Not with mayo? Yeah. Have you ever had a cheeseburger with mayo on it?
No.
Oh, good stuff.
No mayo, no ranch, no sour cream.
With like a chicken patty with some mayo on it.
No.
No mustard?
No mustard. Gross.
Okay. Fair enough. What are some foods you like to eat during the summer?
Hot dog.
Like a single hot dog?
Oh, sometimes 2.
Hot dog? You say it like here when you say it that way, here's what I imagine. One single hot dog on a completely empty grill. Other than that, you pick it up with a fork and then you just eat it. Like no bun, no ketchup, which I may be being pretty offensive to some of the audience by saying put ketchup on, but a lot of people here in the Midwest put ketchup on their hot dog.
No.
But nothing. Just straight off the grill, fork, mouth.
I mean, I don't own a grill, but I did learn how to make hot dog in my air fryer.
Did you really?
I've air fried a couple hot dog.
You have a microwave?
Yeah.
Are you afraid that the nuclear energy from the microwave is going to cause any issues?
I don't ever use the microwave. I'm not a big microwave guy.
So what do you do when you reheat something?
Normally I don't.
You just eat it cold, or you just eat
Yeah, I
everything in one
normally
shot?
just eat it cold.
Really?
Yeah, leftover pizza especially. That's a cold. That's a cold.
That's a good cold item.
Like if I made something like tacos, I will reheat the meat on the stovetop. But yeah, anything else I'm probably eating cold. Stir fry, I'll eat that cold.
Really?
Yeah.
You ever eat Chinese food?
Yeah.
What kind? What's your order?
So I mean, back in the old days, at a grocery store that we both used to work for at one point, I was a big orange chicken guy. But now I go for the General's chicken. I like the spicy stuff. Give me some peppers in there.
Yeah, I do too. I like some heat.
You know.
Didn't used to be that way. It's funny because once I knew I had Crohn's disease, I think I'm just like burn the ships. Like give me the heat, and like
I'm gonna be there anyways.
yeah, it's like I'm already messed up. Like just bring it on. Yeah, I felt like I had nothing to lose then. It's probably the completely wrong direction, but here I am. Yeah. It's awesome. Johnny did look up Stay Spray. It turns out there is, in fact, a brand of hairspray that you can find at various locations, and it's Stay Spray. So it's a thing.
And that works for hair.
And that works for hair.
All
Yep.
right. Giddy up.
So you weren't too far off. In
Yeah.
fact, you were naming a brand. So there you go.
Yeah.
Look at you.
First episode, beginner's luck.
Beginner's luck, yep. First time on Laugh With Me. That's awesome. Yeah, it turns out a lot of the foods, I guess we eat, like we really like in the summer, we eat all year round.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting
With
here
the
thinking,
exception possibly of hot dog.
except for hot dog. Because I'm sitting here thinking, man, I love a chicken wing on the grill.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, you're right. When you put it the way you did, I'll eat chicken wings all the time.
And that's hot dog, his buddy, hamburger. I mean, that was probably a food that would have been associated with it. But, I mean, every bar that you go to, every restaurant has a hamburger.
They have a burger, yep.
They don't have a hot dog.
No, they don't. Yeah,
Right.
not everybody does.
They've got a burger, though.
You eat brats?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your favorite?
They do a Cajun one.
Where do you see a Cajun one?
I mean, they used to have them at the grocery store, 10 for $10.
Oh, well, 10 for 10 is a hell of a price now. That's the ad price.
I have not bought one of them since I came back from Atlanta, though.
Oh, okay.
So this is all outdated information.
Yeah, I wouldn't put out that pricing anymore. That's advertised pricing you would only get.
I mean, who's
during
going to get in
certain
trouble for it?
times.
Am I going to get in trouble for it?
This is probably on me. Yeah, that's Johnny. Son of a bitch. I put everything in his name.
Okay.
So then that way, if anything legally was to ever come back, I'd just be like, that guy right there. That's
Laugh
him.
with me.
That's him. Yep.
And by me, I mean Johnny.
Yeah, I'm just the creative. Yeah, that's it. I'm the talent. He pays me.
For the front man.
Yeah. I love a brat. I'm a big pineapple brat guy.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. That's so low on my measurement that it might
Really?
as well be off the list.
It's too sweet.
Yeah, no, pineapple doesn't deserve to be on any cooked food.
You kidding me? It's like the perfect ingredient for a pizza.
Yeah, I remember the one time, I think we were at a friend's house and you forced him to order a pineapple.
I did do that.
And Canadian bacon pizza, and then nobody ate off of it.
I had to have.
Yeah,
right?
but like, honestly, you eat what, like a half a slice of pizza?
Yes, I'm not eating a lot of pizza.
Yeah.
Pete, you know what? Pizza on the grill used to be a big summer thing for us. Remember we'd throw on the grill that little thin crust pizza?
Yeah.
that was
I
good
think I got
stuff.
my status as a wild card off of the fact that one time I took a burger that you'd also grilled.
Yep.
I put the slice on top of it, closed it with the bun.
Yep.
And ate it that way. And people's minds were blown.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's there are some wild cards out there.
Yeah, it was. I remember seeing some people like covering their kids' eyes. Like when I did it, they were like, "Don't be like that. Don't be like the wild card."
Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be putting green beans in their cereal, and it'd just be, I want to be like Eric. Yes.
Well, green beans in the cereal.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
The milk would have to be really, really cold.
Yeah, if it was warm. Well, is the green bean cold?
Yeah. I think you got to refrigerate the green bean. I think with cold milk.
Well, you got to cook it. You got to cook it. Then you got to chill it.
No.
And then you put it. Yeah, you don't want to. There's a stiff bean.
Fresh from the garden.
Fresh from the garden? I don't even think that's. You know how chewy that would be?
Have you ever had a green bean?
I eat green beans.
Have you had one fresh from the garden?
I can't positively tell you that I have.
One of the things I dislike about summer is the fact that you've never eaten a green bean from the garden.
That's one of the things.
Yeah.
You finally have something you don't like about summer.
Yes.
Instead of, I haven't eaten a fresh green bean.
Yes. It all comes full circle.
Have you ever pulled a watermelon off the vine, cracked it open right there in the field, and drank its juice?
No.
Not me neither, but doesn't that sound good? That sounds refreshing.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet it would be awesome.
I went to Bonnaroo in Tennessee one year. And so when you get to Bonnaroo, you're driving your car in there. It's a campsite. And so we drove overnight and we got to it at 6 a.m.
What kind of vehicle? What kind of vehicle? How many
we were
people?
in this big van.
How many people?
We had 5 people in the van.
Okay.
The van had no air conditioning.
Right.
Only one of the front brakes worked.
As one needs when rolling into Bonnaroo.
And so our friend Mike had driven the night before, so I drove in the morning in line. So we were basically on the side of the interstate, just moving one car length at a time. And it took us till about 3 o'clock till we got in. So for 7 hours, we were in line in here in this conversion van with no air conditioning. I had both the driver's side and passenger side doors open, the sliding door open. We had a couple cars with us, which the rest of the passengers all went. So it's just me by myself. And I remember it practically saved my life because somebody brought me some watermelon slices.
Really?
That had been soaked in vodka.
That saved your life.
Yeah.
That was right. A quick buzz.
Yeah, that hydrated me.
It hydrated you and got you a quick buzz.
And
people complain about a 5-minute wait at the grocery store, but then you'll wait 7 hours in line.
Well, I don't know. I don't think I'd do that again.
Oh, okay.
I just remember, so they had pretty strict rules on, you couldn't bring your own alcohol in. And so we had this conversion van, and in the back, there was no seats. There was just a couch. And so we put all the booze behind the couch. And then once we kind of went through the front doors and we're getting near the inspection point, I closed the doors.
Right.
So when those guys came in to search the car to see if we had any alcohol, it was probably 120 degrees inside that van.
Yeah.
They gave up searching very, very quickly. And
they got in the vehicles to check?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so you're supposed to open your trunk, that kind of stuff so that they could kind of see in there. And yeah, they had no interest in spending any more time than needed.
It's a pretty hot van.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had it behind the couch or in the couch?
Behind the couch. So
wild.
Bonnaroo.
You got them.
Yeah.
Who performed that year?
I think that was Kings of Leon, Jay-Z, Stevie Wonder, and Dave Matthews Band were the big headliners.
Rest in peace, Dave Matthews.
But also had Black Keys and Weezer and Tenacious D.
Tenacious D. Chicken Jockey. Dave Matthews, he's dead, right?
No.
Oh, he's not.
No.
Okay. I think to me he's dead. I will not listen to another Dave Matthews song in my life. It's just you got to draw a line in the sand at some point, don't you?
He's one of those rare artists that kind of reached the monoculture of everybody knew an annoying dude in college.
That was
hardcore into Dave Matthews and was just loved jam bands, and they were the most obnoxious, annoying people possible.
It's funny.
Unless they listen to this show. If they listen to the show now, they've been rehabilitated.
Yeah,
love you.
Love you. We love you. 2 weeks ago when I was in Manhattan, Kansas, Kyle, my brother, his daughter, his daughter doesn't matter in this story, but his brother-in-law, we were there for his daughter, but his brother-in-law, I'm walking in, I just get in, into town, say hi to everybody, they're all hanging out at this house, right? And then his brother-in-law comes running over, and I'm just trying to say hi, right? Hey, what's up? He comes over, snubs me. I don't even get a hi. I was saying hi. Snubs me, gets in Kyle's face, and he says, you will listen to Dave Matthews Band. And Kyle's like, I absolutely will. Like, they were like nose to nose. Like, I absolutely will not listen to Dave Matthews Band. And it got pretty intense for a second. I had just gotten there. All I wanted to do was say hi.
Yeah.
And he's going on about listening to Dave Matthews Band. So I don't know what happened before I got there. But
I mean, this is probably going to be a controversial pick, but I think I kind of support Kyle's brother-in-law on this.
Really?
Well, I mean, Kyle's got the same hairstyle as Dave Matthews, so
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, they look very similar. Like, they get a very similar style to them.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Well, that's
just kind of douchey.
Sorry, Kyle. You just called Kyle douchey.
No. I didn't say he was. I just said he kind of looks that way.
Kyle listens to the show. He's going to be pissed. And then I'm going to have to hear about it.
No, shoot. I'm not worried about Kyle listening to it. Like, tell your mom not to listen to this show.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know if she listens to the show, but
sorry, Mama O.
I'll find out, I guess. Yeah, man, dog days of summer. Like, it's just so hot outside, you know? Like, what? I come home from work today, and Braden's like, what's it like outside? I'm like, well, it's freaking hot. It's the dog days. And he's like, oh, man, I was going to see if you want to play basketball. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's like the hottest day it's ever been. And we're losing like a 1.3 milliseconds today. Like,
Yo.
I need to make sure I'm productive. Yeah, it's wild out there.
I mean, hate to make this comparison, but it's almost like you come home and it's like the dog. Like, the dog's like, I've been waiting all day for you to come home.
Waiting all day to
this
see
is
what's
so
up.
exciting. Yeah. Like, spend some time with me. And it's just like I've had a whole day. Mm-hmm. I've had a whole day. I've been gone. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't,
Yep, I've lived my life.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, your son should be out there mowing the lawn.
He just did Monday morning. What's today? Wednesday? Monday morning?
Yeah, he probably needs to get out there again.
Hey, it's probably.
He doesn't like it. He
hard.
doesn't like it when I remind him of that.
He takes pretty offense to it. Yeah. He's actually, I will give him credit. It doesn't take a lot of reminding for him to mow the lawn. He's pretty on appointment with that. He'll either do it Sunday mornings or Monday mornings.
Yeah.
But taking the recycling out, now that's a chore. Like that, it'll be a mountain of boxes and cans and whatnot to go put in the recycling bin. And it'll be like, dude, are you ever going to take out the recycling? He's like, no one told me. And I'm like, you had to like lean over to put something in the trash can. Like, that's your deal.
You got to get more into viral parenting. So if you're a viral parent, what you'd do is you'd take a picture of the recycle bin empty.
Yeah.
And then you'd hang that picture by the recycle bin.
Oh.
And then when he was just like, nobody told me to take it out, then you point at the picture and you're like, does it look like this? And when he said no, then you'd be like,
that's your reminder. Yeah.
Get moving.
I thought you were going to say viral parenting, that I need to start filming everything and making making an example of them on social media.
Yeah. No, that's 100. Like, you need to get a cameraman. And when you ask him if he took the recycling out and he said no, that's you unhook his door.
Yeah.
Like, you take his door off and you're just like, well, you lost this privilege.
You've lost your door now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
Yeah.
I'm recycling the door because I got nothing else to recycle.
Yep. And one door is not enough. Next time it's the bathroom door. Like, the doors are going. Doors are going fast. And you know what? The door's recyclable. So here we go.
And then you got to do, the follow-up where you're just like, did you learn your lesson?
Yeah. And honestly, I'm not even really mad. I'm just disappointed,
And then, you kiss him on top of the head. You say, I love my kids.
Yeah,
to the camera.
To the camera. I love my kids. Not to him.
To the camera.
He knows. He knows, right? Or I hope he knows.
Yeah.
Someday.
It's tough to be a parent in the 21st century.
My thing is, when I'm dead, I hope he knows that I love him. He can watch the videos, right? I've put out there that I do, so he could obviously watch that.
It's a good thing that you put those videos out, because
he'd have no way to know.
he could hear it from this episode, but
if he listened to the show,
I don't feel like that human sacrifice conversation was appropriate.
He probably turned it off at that point.
Yeah.
He is a little wavy with
if he's a little wavy, have you told him to consider the stay spray?
Stay spray.
That'll fix him up real
wild.
fast.
That's wild. I don't know, man. I don't know. Summer, dude. It's funny when we were talking over text the last day or two, and it's like, let's do that. Let's do it. Let's do episode 92. Let's get on and let's podcast. And it's like, all right, what do you want? You were like, what do you want to talk about? I'm like, well, I want to fucking talk about summer. And you couldn't have been more disappointed. You did not want to talk about summer. You want to talk about human sacrifice.
Yeah.
And then I leave the room for 1 second so that you can have a beer and you start going on about human sacrifice.
I had a lot more bullet points on my sheet about human sacrifice that I didn't even get to.
Like, let's get to it.
They're going to have to be for a future show.
No, let's talk about it. Like, what else what could you possibly have about human sacrifice that you didn't already go over? I mean, you're selling souvenirs, for God's sake.
Well, so following my headspace on that, what was the after party like? Did you have an after party after the sacrifice?
Yeah, what would that be like? Would it be like a carnival kind of?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, are you happy, or is it like a funeral vibe? Like, what do you wear? What do you wear to the sacrifice after party? Do you wear the same clothes you wore to the sacrifice, or do you have to change in between?
Here's the thing. Are sacrifices planned? Like, this is happening at high noon on Thursday, or are they sudden and it's like, this guy's got to go? That's the thing.
I would say it's got to be planned, but I mean, you could build a lot of hype by doing it
You just never know.
Hey, it's the dog days. Everybody's a little down.
Yep.
Let's get a sacrifice.
Let's
here.
get a sacrifice going. That's a good point. That actually could be peak dog day summer, is if you knew that at any moment someone's going to get it.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting.
You're just sweating your ass off. Like,
Yeah.
and I mean, that's the same thing, for your funeral fit. I mean, if it's the beautiful people getting offed, I mean, you don't want to look too good.
Yeah,
you want to look
100%.
good enough to, party. But
Yeah.
you don't want to look good enough that, hey, Jeremy's looking like it could be a good sacrifice. Just saying.
Man. I know for a fact I'd be sacrificed fairly early.
Well, and then, you think about an after party, you're going to have entertainment. Here's a question for you as a comedian.
Yeah.
What would your set look like if you were the entertainment after a sacrifice?
That is a hell of a question. And here's immediately I thought, here's a way to spin it as a fun, entertaining, like joyous occasion. So whomever got sacrificed, which is brutal and barbaric and sad, especially for their family and friends, right?
Yeah.
Suddenly, we turn it into a hell of a party by turning it into a roast. And the roast is one of the highest honors you can get, to be roasted.
Okay.
So now you kill them, right? Because you're not going to roast them and then know that, oh, we're going to kill this guy. Like, that's terrible. Like, that's terrible. Like, that's just mean. You got to kill him, and then you've got to go and do the roast after the fact. And it would just be very entertaining.
So you get up there and you just be like, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for showing up. Let's get a round of applause for our victim.
Yeah,
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Johnny. Rest in peace. Let me talk. What can I say about Johnny? Guy had the biggest pinkies I've ever seen.
Who wants one?
Yeah.
Who wants the left one? Who wants the right one?
Yeah. I mean, what was this guy doing? Getting his hands so strong. I mean,
Meet me at the merch stand after if you're interested in that left one.
Yeah. I mean, it's ironic because he was known as a guy that would never cry till that dagger came down.
Oh, hey-oh. Here's the thing. Johnny, he was a good guy. Always had very high spirits, but boy, did he drop fast. See, that's the kind of stuff I think people would really be into that,
I'm kind of thinking like, I mean, soft run. I mean, we might need to do a sacrifice after party.
Okay. I'm kind of into it. I think we've got something here. That's summer, baby.
Yeah.
That's how you enjoy the dog days.
Could you, is there a category for podcasts about sacrifice? Could we develop a whole new format here?
I think it could be a whole new format. The issue is, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but those are the crime podcasts, right?
Well,
isn't there like a whole, like it's like some of the biggest.
Yeah, but I mean, the draw to a crime podcast is whodunit. Like,
right. Like we're going to tell you from the get.
This one you're going to know.
We're going to know. It's going to be
it's going to be Johnny.
Yeah,
like,
he's dead. Yep. And we did it. Yep. That's. I love it. Man, imagine how proud our guy O.J. Simpson would be right now of us talking about this. That would be great.
Gone too soon.
Gone too soon. R.I.P. My man. I think you did it. I think O.J. did it.
Yeah.
Man. You got anything else on that list?
No, that was all I wanted to say about human sacrifice.
All right. Well, we'll accept it. You got anything you want to plug this time?
Season 4.
Season 4, baby. We're here, we're loud, and we're proud. And I can say that now because it's July.
Yeah.
If I had said that in June, people would think some things about me that are just not true. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. But yeah, Season 4, you can find us. Laugh With Me podcast. Obviously, you can find us wherever you're listening to it right now. I'm going to name some a few of them. It's going to be Apple Podcasts. It's going to be Google. It's going to be Spotify. It's going to be on YouTube. But yeah, wherever you're finding us, I would certainly appreciate it. And there is a mountain list of guests coming all the way through season number 4. As we're on the march, we are on the march to episode 100.
It's a little bittersweet, a little ironic though.
Why?
I mean, we're losing time. We're losing a millisecond.
We are.
3 times this year.
Yep.
And there's just that much less time for season 4. So really got to pack it in. Quality over quantity.
Yeah, in fact, I would recommend you listen to this episode again. Like, listen to it once, listen to it twice, listen to it 3 times if you're a lady. And then we're getting closer and closer and closer to episode 100. I couldn't be more excited for episode 100. So you're going to be back for 100, right?
I mean, this is, I don't know.
I know I'm catching you off guard right now.
First time I've ever been on the show.
First time you've been on the show.
So I feel like I got to do something big if I come back. So
yeah, maybe a human sacrifice.
Johnny, sorry.
Sorry, I need a new producer.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.